Sector shaft braces. Why would you want one? Well, this guy's going to climb his buddy's tire and snap. Oh, snap. That's why you want one. Hey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment for a chance to win this 1.5-inch leveling kit. I've done a lot of stuff to my steering to make it really tight, and I absolutely love it. But what I did run into is that I have a salty, sandy beach situation in Guam, and so what I've had to do was continually grease the sector shaft of the Synergy bracket. I think that the extra wear that I'm seeing in my neck of the woods is causing some damage there, so I went ahead and talked to Synergy and got an updated bracket and an updated greasable joint. It was greasable before, but now let me show you how much better it is. This is the one that ships now. This is the new and improved version 2 of this system, and I still highly recommend Synergy. This is not necessarily a deal breaker because I know some of the older ones have had problems with some dirt getting in there. But what I do have for you now is a absolutely amazing product. I love the engineering behind this. Synergy goes on to impress me because they took care of me customer service wise, but they also showed me what they had come up with to fix when a lot of dirt gets in that original design. The other one's still a great product, I think, but if you have already the Synergy brace, you might as well upgrade to this greasable joint if you're doing a lot of mudding, off-roading, or if you're in the sand. It's just going to damage that bushing. So let's get to the install. What you have is the same surface, but you also have this O-ring, which these are replaceable. I can get a set of these O-rings anywhere at any hardware store. Just go into the little shelving area, pull out the box, and find the O-ring you need. These will be serviceable for many years, and I can also, while I have this out, go ahead and bench grease it with my grease gun, and I'll show you how to do that. But what I'll have now is, instead of sand getting, it's not that the grease I don't think was doing the job for me. What spun this bearing was the amount of sand that I have here on Guam. It got up in here and locked this up inside this. It just jammed, and then this backed off, and then my steering got sloppy. So that's what's happening here. Is if you have the sector shaft brace from Synergy, the original from this is 2020. This is the 2021 version. The bearing material now is actually they have a set screw, and that keeps this from spinning. And then when you grease it, the grease will always be lined up with the hole. So this will then grease inside here as this sits inside this bearing surface. So it's now a completely sealed design. So kudos to Synergy for going back and fixing this. But if you have the original design, you're having problems with maybe the environment that you're in, I think this is good for like more on-road Jeeps, maybe people that don't really go into places where the rocks and dirt and sand are getting in there. But this one I think is definitely the right way to go. And it was a warranted item, so thank you Synergy for doing that. And this is a much better design. So I'm gonna go ahead and grease this and show you kind of the difference of where the grease sits inside this compared to how it used to on this. We're also going to bench grease, or before we set the bearing up, I'm going to go ahead and put a thin film of grease onto bearing surface, and this nut will go onto the sector shaft. If you don't have the right socket, which I recommend getting yourself a sector shaft nut socket. You need to make sure you get at least 180 foot-pounds of torque on this. This has been greased. This has been red Loctited. And then we've got our new bushing. You can see it's got grease in it, and it has the new fitting on it, pointed down. Or the old fit. It's the old fitting, but it's the old fitting on the new part. All right, put a little bit of Loctite on there. really, really nice. Everything looks like it's lining up. Get it finger tight. Got some Loctite on there. Go to the other side. This is a lot easier if you have a 2-inch suspension. You're just going to come up on this side, and this bolt is beveled so that as you torque it down, it lines everything up. It's really a neat design because this side's beveled. If there's a little bit of play in it, this starts to tighten up, and then the play goes away as you tighten this bolt down flush. So you can see this, it's beveled. It's really kind of an ingenious design. I think that's why I really like Synergy. Whoever is in there engineered this. I have a 14mm socket here for this bolt. I've seen this also listed as a standard or an SAE wrench, but this is 14mm, seems to be really nice and snug, and it's not going to round the bolt off. It's a very good fit. For completion's sake, I have a 9/16 inch wrench. 9/16 seems to be a decent fit. It is a little bit looser, so I think 14mm is right, but a 9/16 is pretty close. So there's a little play in there. I liked the 14mm better on that bolt. All right, and now for the piece de la resistance. I'm gonna just wipe this down so I can see where the difference is between me bench greasing it and actually hitting it with a grease gun. So I know it's got grease on all sides now. And because I put that 90-degree elbow on there instead of the straight one, if the straight one was in here, I'd have to almost steer out of the way to get the grease gun in there. So it's 90. You can see there's a large chunk of grease up here where it came up out of the seal. That's what you want, though. It's greased till it comes out of the seal, so you know it's packed in there. I'll just clean that up a little bit. I'm using marine grade grease for boat and use some salt water. I live near the beach, so I want to make sure this is nice and full of grease. Caveat to putting that elbow on there so I can access the grease point is that the new grease point is actually intersecting the brass bushing so it doesn't spin. It's part of the assembly. So if you do take that elbow out to grease it, put the original back in. That actually sets the new bushing so that it doesn't spin. So make sure that you smash that like button, click like and subscribe. We are going to do a giveaway of the 1.5 inch, which measured out, this actually is a 2-inch lift for the front of your Jeep JL or Rubicon or Jeep JT Sport and Rubicon. The Wrangler and Rubicon kit is this is a 1.5 inch level kit from Daystar. Measures out actually closer to 2 inches. And I've done a review on this. If you haven't looked yet, I've done a 1.5 inch versus 3/4 inch lift kit. I purchase extra parts sometimes for your guys' benefits so that I can do reviews on them. And then, hey, if I don't use them, it benefits you. I'm gonna give you guys this kit. So click that like and subscribe, and then come spring break 2021 is when we're set to do the giveaway. If you click like and subscribe in this video, I will add you to the roster, and there's no purchase necessary, and you guys can have a chance to win this.